Greetings to you on this Good Friday. We often see the cross as a sign of significant suffering and pain. We see the suffering Jesus who goes to the cross for the sins of humanity. This is an important focus and one that we should not forget. This action is not simply a legal transaction that sees the matter of our guilt being transferred to a sinless Jesus. This year, I want us to focus on the lavishness from the cross. Note my words here. I am not saying lavishness of the cross. I am saying lavishness from the cross. Lavishness from the cross shows us a different perspective of the Easter narrative.
जब वो उस जगह पर पहुंचे जिसे खोपड़ी कहते हैं, तो वहां उसे मसलूब किया और बदकारों को भी, एक को दाहिनी और दूसरे को बाईं तरफ। यीशु ने कहा, ऐ बाप, इनको माफ कर, क्योंकि ये जानते नहीं कि क्या करते हैं। और उन्होंने उसके कपड़ों के हिस्से किए और उन पर कुर्रा डाला, और लोग खड़े देख रहे थे। और सरदार भी ठट्ठे मार मार कर कहते थे कि इसने औरों को बचाया। अगर ये खुदा का मसीह और उसका बरगुज़ीदा है, तो अपने आप को बचाए। सिपाहियों ने भी पास आकर और सिरका पेश करके उस पर ठट्ठा मारा और कहा कि अगर तू यहूदियों का बादशाह है, तो अपने आप को बचा। और एक नविश्ता भी उसके ऊपर लगाया गया था कि ये यहूदियों का बादशाह है। फिर जो बदकार सलीब पर लटकाए गए थे, उनमें से एक उसे यूं ताना देने लगा कि क्या तू मसीह नहीं? तू अपने आप को और हमको बचा। मगर दूसरे ने उसे झिड़क कर जवाब दिया कि क्या तू खुदा से भी नहीं डरता? हालांकि उसी सजा में गिरफ्तार है, और हमारी सजा तो वाजिबी है, क्योंकि अपने कामों का बदला पा रहे हैं। लेकिन इसने कोई बेजा काम नहीं किया। फिर उसने कहा, ऐ यीशु, जब तू अपनी बादशाही में आए तो मुझे याद करना। उसने उससे कहा, मैं तुझसे सच कहता हूं कि आज ही तू मेरे साथ फिरदौस में होगा।
Lavishness from the cross shows us a different perspective of the Easter narrative. Lavishness brings to my mind something that is overwhelmingly generous. There are no limits or reserve on the generosity offered to us. The idea of lavishness invites us to accept something that cannot be easily measured. The lavishness from the cross shows the extravagant lengths Jesus takes to restore the relationship between God and humanity. Lavishness from the cross shows the motivation or reason why Jesus goes to the cross on our behalf. So when we consider the lavishness from the cross, what is it that we're actually expecting here? What messages are significant for us? On this Good Friday, we will look at 3 specific motivations for Jesus going to the cross. The lavishness from the cross demonstrates unmerited forgiveness, unfailing love, and genuine reconciliation. These next few moments we will explore the lavishness from the cross. Hopefully, it gives us a greater insight into an unexpected gift that was graciously and lavished upon us. Lavishness from the cross demonstrates unmerited forgiveness. 3 powerful words are spoken by Jesus from the cross. Father, forgive them. And we see this in Luke 23, verse 34. The writer of Luke provides us with a very clear picture from the cross. Jesus is on the cross. Alongside him are two criminals. The soldiers are at his feet gambling for his clothes. A crowd forms viewing the spectacle. Jesus notices what is happening around him and echoes those powerful words, Father, forgive them. Father, forgive them. The passage does not say who Jesus directs those words to. These words were obviously not directed at just one or two people. It is implied that Jesus speaks these words, Father, forgive them, for everyone. Father, forgive them. The soldiers who mocked and berated Jesus. Father, forgive them. The soldiers who wanted to make some money and profit from Jesus' death. Father, forgive them. The criminals who were guilty of their crimes. Father, forgive them. The crowd who was standing around. For those who demanded that Jesus be found guilty. For those people who were indifferent to the events that were occurring. For those who had somehow missed the reality that the Messiah was among them. Father, forgive them, those who were there at the actual crucifixion. Father, forgive them, future generations. Father, forgive them. 3 simple and yet powerful words. Lavishness from the cross demonstrates to us the unmerited forgiveness. Forgiveness that was undeserved and yet was given so freely. For the many times humanity sinned and will continue to go on sinning, God forgives. God shows us every time we fall short of God's ideal, God provides unmerited forgiveness. The lavishness from the cross was totally unexpected. This is a gracious act and one that cannot be measured. I wonder what stirs within you when you hear the words unmerited forgiveness lavished upon us. Do we deserve it? No. Do we accept it for the gift that it is? Absolutely. Are we transformed by it? I hope so. Lavishness from the cross demonstrates unfailing love. We stay with this image of Father, forgive them for just a little longer. We have considered the lavishness from the cross as unmerited forgiveness. However, these words, Father, forgive them, also demonstrates unfailing love. Jesus going to the cross was not simply a legal transaction. Jesus' actions declare his unfailing love for humanity. It came from deep within his heart. Jesus was so invested in the needs of humanity that there was simply no other way to show his love. Unfailing love demonstrates a love that goes beyond the surface level love. Unfailing love compelled Jesus to go to the cross. The cross was a sign of death, of futility, of despair. But Jesus changed that. The lavishness from the cross was to see the cross in a new light. It was to show that Jesus' unfailing love for humanity went to such lengths to say, I love you this much. Women in the crowd were crying, and Jesus says, do not weep for me. So it says in Luke 23, verse 28. Despite his pending agony, Jesus turns his attention towards others, his disciples. His response is one of love. His response seeks to comfort those who struggle to understand the necessity of the cross. But his unfailing love compels him to go to the cross. His unfailing love compels him to die on the cross. His unfailing love touches the personal and painful parts of our lives, and he says, I have done this for you. The unfailing love of Jesus demonstrates a love that we may not have ever experienced in our life. Some people may love us with conditions attached. I will love you if you do this. I will love you if you do things my way. We may have experienced some unconditional love from our parents, but we see an even greater love that Jesus shows us. As a result, we are never the same. This unfailing love reveals to us that we are never alone, that we do not have to feel isolated and uncared for, that we feel accepted, that despite the challenges we face, God's unfailing love restores us and renews us. The lavishness from the cross demonstrates unfailing love. I wonder what stirs within you when you hear the words unfailing love lavished upon us. Do we deserve it? No. Do we accept it for the gift that it is? Absolutely. Are we transformed by it? I hope so. Lavishness from the cross demonstrates genuine reconciliation. We come to the final focus this morning. I mentioned before that there were two criminals beside Jesus on the cross. A conversation occurs between them. One of the criminals taunts Jesus about saving himself and others. The other criminal knows his own guilt, but recognizes Jesus' innocence. Jesus enters the conversation between the two criminals and offers them this promise. I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise, says Luke 23, verse 43. What is witnessed here is the lavishness from the cross that demonstrates genuine reconciliation. The criminals recognize their own guilt, and yet Jesus offers them reconciliation and a future. Father, forgive them. Reconciliation is assured. Reconciliation brings hope for the future. Jesus' actions from the cross powerfully proves no matter what you have experienced in life, God wants to be reconciled to you. No matter how far away you may have drifted from God, God wants to be reconciled to you. No matter how embarrassed you may feel about what you might have said or done, God wants to be reconciled to you. And it was all made possible by the lavishness from the cross. God did not want to leave us without hope or a future. God wanted to see us restored in our relationship with Him. The lavishness from the cross demonstrates genuine reconciliation. It is real. It is authentic. It is from the heart. God desires a genuine reconciliation with each of us. God wants a strong, deep, and vibrant relationship with us. Genuine reconciliation is not only possible, it is available for all of us. It was available to 2 criminals who hung by his side. There is no reason why we cannot accept the genuine reconciliation that is offered to us also. I wonder what stirs within you when you hear the words genuine reconciliation lavished upon us. Do we deserve it? No. Do we accept it for the gift that it is? Absolutely. Are we transformed by it? I hope so. May this Good Friday be a time that you consider again the unmerited forgiveness, the unfailing love, and the genuine reconciliation that is lavished upon us from the cross. May this transform your thinking, but more importantly, may it transform your life. Kuda Apsab Kubukade.